Ciao, hello, grüß salut, hello Switzerland, la Suisse, yay! Switzerland has chosen its Eurovision 2018 act. It is Zibbz with the song Stones. Are you guys ready to talk about it?
Let's do this.
Die Entscheidungsshow is over and Zibbz has come out on top. Just a preface before we begin, I thought that visually this was a really strong national selection. It looked way better than national selection Switzerland has had in the past. And after watching it, I thought the songs were generally quite pleasant. Even if it wasn't like a total home run, I think they've really improved this selection so much, so well done. As for the winner, I'm gonna let Bernardo kick us off.
I'm not a big fan of the song, but I'm also not a hater of the song, you know? It's just average for me, you know? I really like her voice. I really, really like her voice. You know, that it has like rock influence, and I really like that because it's not like one voice that you say, oh, I listen to this on the radio every single day, you know? So it gives a little bit of charisma to the entry. But I think the song Stones, in this case, it's not the strongest point of the entire act. I think the vocalists and Zibbz as a band, quote unquote, are better than the song they were given. I think it's very average. It's very radio friendly. But if you talk to me and ask me if I would pick up the phone to vote for this, I wouldn't pick up the phone to vote for this. But I really enjoy listening to it when it comes, on my playlist.
Now, normally I would cut to Chris right now, but he tends to, love the Swiss act. So I'm going to hold off on you because I share Bernardo's opinion, actually. I think she sounds great. I think she looks great. I like the way they look together. I know they're brother and sister, but most people won't know that. They could be lovers. They could be best friends. They could be mates. They just work together is what I'm trying to say. I thought the staging was good. I like the triangles. But I think this act relies on staging. If this does not have good staging, it will not make the final. It will be forgotten. It is like white rice. You eat it because you want to be full, but I'm not talking about the rice an hour later. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like it curbs I don't know, it doesn't even curb my appetite. Actually, it leaves me hungry for more. This is very Coyote Ugly. And maybe it's because I'm from America. You hear this at any cafe off the interstate with peanuts on the floor. They're always playing songs like this. You know, the female lead in the rock song, ooh, it's edgy. No, it's not. Maybe 25 years ago. However, she sells it. She's committed. And again, there's something about her that I like. Although when she looks into the camera, her eyes were black. Like they were black and vacant. I don't know if that's a lighting effect or what. Girl, get some colored contacts or bring me some energy in those eyes because I can feel that you have fire, but I just wasn't feeling it through the screen. And granted, I was watching on a little iPhone, so maybe that's why. I just think they need to go big with staging if they want to make the final.
So surprise, surprise, I do like a Swiss act for the 4th, 5th, 6th, however many years running. I actually, my biggest issue was with her styling, because I thought it was very much noughties, like early noughties Madonna kind of Ray of Light era kind of look, which kind of dated the song a little bit, I felt like. I think that, in the lyrics, there's definitely things that people can pick out and see what they want. There's definitely things I've seen people say it's quite political, like it's almost anti-Trump, somebody said, because they do live in America. Maybe that's part of it. That stick. There's definitely things that stick out, and I think that kind of edge is quite relevant to 2018. If you want to get political but not too political, then that's kind of the way they could go with it. But this kind of made me feel like, oh, this is kind of like early noughties staging. It's not working for me. That being said, I do really love the song, and I think that they did sound very good live. She wasn't 100% perfect, but that could be nerves, They were on first as well, which I thought, at the time, I thought that they weren't actually going to win. I thought that some of the songs that came afterwards almost overshadowed it a little bit. But then in the recap, it came on again, and I was like, "Oh yeah, no, this is still good." I like the staging, the kind of the pyramid thing that they have going on. That they had the LED, that break kind of effect on the screen in the LED, and obviously they won't have that in Lisbon. But I kind of felt like, again, that was part of the song that I didn't like. There was definitely things they could do better with the staging, but I could see the end product. I could see what they were going for, and I was enjoying what they were selling me. And I just think that the song itself is one of the best of the 6 that we've got so far.
I think maybe it needs a climax. I don't remember what the climax was. It just kind of sounds the same for 3 minutes. And that's easily fixable. Just go in that studio, cut, snip, remove, add, bam. Like, add something in the bridge. I don't remember what the bridge was, and I've only heard this 2 or 3 times, so maybe it's me. But I think a really memorable song that has a memorable moment at Eurovision does better. Jamala had the tree. You know what I'm saying? Sergei he was on an iceberg going God knows where. Like, you need that moment, and I just don't think that has that moment at this point. But I think for Switzerland, the goal is more to make the final. And that's a simpler task. Blow it up with the staging, and people will remember this because there won't be another song that sounds like this. This genre, I don't feel, it's not overdone. So that will play in their favor. Now, just looking at the other acts, I really enjoyed, and this surprises me, Angie Ott. The studio version I wasn't feeling. But then live, she was serving that cliche Eurovision Maria Yelena Kyriakou, cliche realness. And I was eating it up. It just felt so Eurovision. She can sing, beautiful voice. I think if she had a slightly more current song, she could have done better. I really enjoyed that. And I also liked Running Red Lights. No, that Red Lights, sorry. I was thinking
Vanessa, yeah.
Red Lights looked great on the stage with the infinite kind of boxes coming at you. Again, visually, the visuality really propelled this forward. But those did not do well overall. They came fifth for Angie and third for Vanessa.
Well, I really liked Alejandro, to be honest. I think the song was really, really cool. It's very, very Spotify friendly. I think he had a lot of charisma on stage. I actually thought his vocals were not that bad. The vocals were quite good, and I expected him to do a little bit better in the televoting. He came second, but I think it would be like a close race between them and Zibbz. And I think Zibbz, of course, won a lot more televotes than him, but I really, really like him. I think he should come back on the coming years with a better song, hopefully, and win the ticket to represent Switzerland.
Yeah, I really thought that Alejandro was actually going to win it at one point during the show. It just seemed like things were going his way. It's a very 2018 song. That's the thing. I mean, it is a sped up version of Grace Van der Waal's Moonlight. That's a whole other story by itself. I thought that he looks good on camera. The entire thing, I just didn't understand. There were superfluous drummers that didn't really do anything for the staging. Like, I almost feel like if you'd just had him and focused a bit more on like the lighting and things like that, it would have popped even more. The drummers didn't add anything. I do think generally though, the entire field was so much stronger. The only one that was really weak was Neyman with Kiss Me, and he came last, and I don't want to say deservedly so, but he just looked uncomfortable on stage. He didn't sell the song at all. Chiara Dubé, I have always loved her since the very first time I saw her in the Swiss national final years ago. She's a great singer. She did it again. And she did good on the televote, which I was very pleased to see. But I just think that overall, in terms of the whole package, that they did choose the right one with Zibbz. Red Lights kind of worked, but the LED, it was so over-reliant on LED that they won't be able to do that in Lisbon. And I was thinking, oh God, if they send that based on the stage show alone, then that's a problem, because the song wasn't good enough. I kind of feel like it got a bit too repetitive.
Now, Alejandro was my pre-contest number 1. I was listening to it on Spotify. It sounded real good. But live, the middle minute just got boring. It seemed to repeat the first minute. And then when the bridge came in the live version, it exposed to me the weakness of the song, because it just felt a little High School Musical. I don't know, there was something, and maybe it was the dancers doing this kind of I want to say flamboyant drumming, like doing, you know,
Yeah.
I always look like I have a broken wrist, and it was like everyone was doing it. I don't know. It just didn't quite work. And for me, that one really fell down. Naaman, yeah, I thought he looked great. I thought he looked very polished. It's just that genre is what put me off. I just think that genre maybe, was that noughties or even before? But good for them for having diversity, celebrating diversity of music. And I think that's why this song made it through, because clearly, if you look at it, had by far the lowest points, in both the public vote and the full results. And it got no jury votes or no jury tops. So that says it all.
I think for Switzerland, this is incredible because they are providing a good foundation. And from this, they can really improve their national final in the coming years. You know, there wasn't one song that was horrible that you said, no, I can't listen to this at all. So from this, they can only go for a better national final in the coming years. And that's really exciting because on past years, no one is really excited about Switzerland's national final. So yeah, good for them.
It is so true. In the past, people were like, oh, 5 of the 6 songs are bad. But this year, I think people weren't necessarily sold or convinced about who would win. Like, there was a competition, even if the score doesn't necessarily show that.
I mean, compared with last year where Time Out got like 80% of the televote, I mean, at least it was close. I mean, the middle of the pack was very close, behind Alejandro and Zibbz. I think Vanessa and Chiara and Angie were sort of like 1 point between each other.
1 point between each other, yeah.
But, you know, they still had quite a few points as well, which was a good sign. It's not anything like last year. And yeah, I do think, generally speaking, the standard was so much higher than we've seen in previous years.
And y'all, Chiara can sing.
Oh, yeah.
She can sing. That beginning of that song, she's so exposed, and you have to be so brave to do that. And I thought she sounded great. I think visually that was actually amazing. And she's standing on that with the light flashing through her legs. And like, it was almost like, I don't know, like she had ascended to heaven or something. And she was this angel belting it out. That music, though, to me, it almost sounded like a junior Eurovision song. I don't mean that to be insulting, but it was so just showing off the voice and like, la, 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 I'm a naked wood nymph. You know, it seems like one of those ballads you hear at a kid's contest to show off how great your voice is, as opposed to going for a song that's very strong. In any case, get her a deal, send her to Broadway. That is what we think. What do you think? Who is your favorite in Die Entscheidungsshow? Let us know here on wiwibloggs.
Don't forget to like our videos or dislike them if you don't like them, of course.
And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button so you get all our videos the second they come out.
And comment.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't forget to
You can throw
comment.
shade, you can throw light. We like it all. We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.